I didn't see the click. I'm just kidding. All right. Hey, guys, this is a Max Chat, and I'm Max Duarte. My son Gavin is doing the technical work on this podcast, Gavin Duarte. And this is my wife, Suzi Duarte.
Hey, Max.
Hey, and this is our fifth episode of this Corgi Chat with Suzi.
I thought it was 6.
Oh, it is. It's 6. It's 6, yeah. She has a Facebook page, SoCal Corgis, and she has the website, SoCalCorgis.com. And as a hobby, she breeds corgis. What kind of corgis?
Pembroke Welsh Corgis.
Not them other ones.
No.
What are the other ones?
I wouldn't mind, but
yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, Cardigan Welsh Corgis. They're kind of often known as the corgi with the tail.
And they're a little furrier, right? Like hairier?
They're a little larger.
Oh,
They're
larger.
Slightly larger size and a little bit I want to say like coarser looking. The Pembroke Welsh Corgis are kind of foxier.
Okay. And do they come in different colors than ours?
They come in the same colors plus. They have some of the merle colors and like blue merles and they can have blue eyes and they have a little more open more they can come in more colors.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not super versed on that right this moment.
But they come in all our colors too.
Yeah.
Red and black.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, you just liked the Pembroke Welsh better?
Well, I didn't know about the cardigan. I probably, because it's been a few years now, I probably learned about them on the way, learning about the Pembrokes. Okay. But it's just because that first corgi I saw at the horse ranch, Clay,
was a Pembroke.
Yeah, and I was hooked. And then from then on, it's, history. But the Pembroke is just kind of the one that got me.
When they have like Corgi Beach Day, which we go to usually, I don't see a lot of cardigans.
They're not as popular. They're not as they're not as popular. There aren't as many around. I was looking for a cardigan breeder because we have friends that would like to breed them and just get some more information and kind of
learn about them.
Yeah, and there are none really nearby us that I could find.
Wow, look
here,
true.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're popular in England, or if the Pembroke's still the most popular, because that looks like what the Queen has, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking because of the Queen is likely more popular. The Pembrokes are.
She probably made them as popular as they are.
Yeah.
Never heard of them until she had them. I never had.
I didn't hear of them, and I didn't even know the Queen had them until I saw Clay.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. So the puppies, Layla's puppies, are how old now?
They are. Tomorrow will be 5 weeks old.
So we've set up a pen outside so they can get out and get fresh air in the backyard. But first, Suzi, you bleach the floors, and first you hose them off, then you bleach them, and you go through a process of bleaching the floors a lot when they're outside.
I do.
How is that process?
Well, it's like just what you said. I wash everything down really good. All of the fencing that I use out there, the little exercise pen I use, I really only use it indoors or outdoors with puppies, so it gets a lot of cleaning. It gets a lot of cleaning. That was Italian. Then I have a kennel that I also use. It's really secure, and that way if we leave for a little while or I'm not going to be out there, I feel much safer. It's stronger. I can close them in that, and for sure. But that one stays out all the time, so that I want to make sure I bleach and get really clean. It's a
big kennel, like those ones you get at Costco.
I think it's a 8x10 or 4x8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, but our dogs, we go out with them. We go to herding events. We go to barn hunting events.
Breweries.
And hiking out on trails. So and my dogs, as many dogs, enjoy picking up a nice little cat poop snack anywhere they can find it, and they can get parasites and things. And I do want to make sure I keep that away from the puppies as much as possible. Eventually, they're going to get into that stuff on their own, but at a younger age, I want to keep them from getting anything like that.
As long as possible. Sure.
Yeah. So anyways, that's why I do a lot of the bleaching. I keep things really clean. I don't want to it's not sterile. I don't want to be all sterile, but I don't want to risk these little babies.
So when they're staying out there the whole day, like today it was too hot. You have to bring them back in the house. But there'll be days they'll be out all day. especially as they get older.
And they love it because they get to
Yeah.
run. It's a bigger area. Indoors, they had about a, I don't know, it was about a
6x6.
6x6 area, which is fine when they're little and they can still run around and play. But outside, they have a huge area they can run. It is on cement. I do have usually pads out there and a bed and a doghouse, but they get to wear their little toenails down a little bit so they're not so sharp. And
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and they get a big area to run around.
How many times a day are you going to be bleaching that floor?
Well, what I do is when they come in at night, I bleach it really good. I take a bucket and I do about it's about a gallon bucket, and I put about a quarter to half cup of bleach in it.
Whoa.
It's
yeah,
a lot.
That's a lot.
Puppies are in, everybody's out of the way, and I throw that bucket of water. I get about 3 of those, and I throw that on the area, and it dries overnight. And the other dogs don't go in the area. And then the next morning, I'll rinse it down, and I have a spray bottle with a much lighter bleach solution, and I spritz it. Then the puppies go out.
So they're not vaccinated yet.
They're not vaccinated yet.
You do vaccination before they leave.
Yes.
Which one is that? Which vaccination do you give them?
Well, I only vaccinate unless the puppy is going to go to a home in possibly another state. Now, I don't ship puppies, but if people come pick the puppies up and fly them or drive them or take them with them, then I would strongly recommend I'd have them check with their veterinarians other vaccinations they would need, and then we'll go from
that
there.
State.
But so far, I only vaccinate against parvovirus and distemper.
And parvo's everywhere. You can't really escape it.
It is, and it was terrifying back in the 70s when it was first out, or 80s. It was
80s,
terrifying.
come on.
I don't know. It's been a long time, but it was really if you heard of it,
Yeah,
the dogs were dying. That was it. That was it.
I remember.
But now
I lost 2 dogs to it.
Oh wow! I have, knock on wood, never lost a dog, I've never lost a dog to parvo. I think Leanne had some Chihuahuas that got it, but they didn't all die.
Right.
You know,
right.
there's
so
some.
parvo. And what's distemper?
Distemper. Oh gosh, it is another disease that afflicts the canine, but I don't know exactly what it is. It's a neurological disease.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So you give them a shot for that here at home, or do you take them to a vet?
I vaccinate them myself, and I usually have a friend help me because it's much easier. You got a good little way to hold them last time.
And who? Not who, but why don't you do it at a vet? Is it just something anybody could do?
I don't like to take the puppies to the vet.
Right.
Sick animals go to the vet. I don't know why they don't have a sick animal vet and a well animal
And
vet.
just preventive maintenance.
Yeah,
That's the PM guy.
You know, sure, you're going to get a couple of, you didn't know they were sick yet dogs that go in there, but really,
Right.
like even people should have a sick hospital and a well doctor, not hospital.
So, okay, what's required by law for vaccination?
Only rabies. Only rabies. In California, it's due at 16 weeks legally.
So you won't have them any longer. So by then they're gone. 10 weeks is when you let them go.
Right, correct.
So, okay. And what about the chips? When do the people chip their dogs? Microchip them.
It's a big, the
That's gross.
the microchip is about the size of a grain of rice, which is really big if you're thinking about injecting it through the skin. It goes subcutaneously between the shoulder blades area. And I used to always get, when I'd get a new puppy, the first few, I got them when I took them to the first vet appointment, which is pretty much at 8 or 9 weeks right after I got them. But now I don't like to do my own dogs until I take them in for rabies at 20 weeks.
You wait till 20 weeks.
I think that's a better time that people should do it.
Timing's a lot with vaccinations for humans. Is it probably the same case with dogs, right? I mean,
legally, it's 16 weeks.
you have to do it.
That you have to do it.
And you break the law.
You could be fined. I don't know the legalities, but I'm sure you could be fined if you don't do it by then. But I believe that I want my puppies to be a little more mature before I do the rabies shot. Also, don't do rabies at the same time you do your other vaccinations, your other core vaccinations.
Okay, so how many vaccinations should you separate? is it just rabies from the rest, or are there more?
Well, I do the parvo and distemper vaccine at
Together?
together, and I buy the one.
Thanks.
I buy them from a vet supply, and they get that at about 9 weeks old.
Okay.
I'd like to do it about a week before they go to their new homes. That way I can see if they have any sort of adverse reactions. I can keep an eye on them. I know their norm.
Right.
They go to the new house, all kinds of things are different. I know their norm, and if something seems a little weird about them.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then so they go to their new homes, and then I recommend I vaccinate my puppies the second time between 15 and 16 weeks, and that's it until they're a year old. Then they get the
But
year
wait,
vaccine.
at the 15, 16 weeks, what do you give them then? Do you know?
Same thing, parvo and distemper only.
Okay, and you don't give them rabies
No.
at the same time, because if you gave them all three at the same time, does that up their chances of having a reaction?
Yes, substantially.
Yeah.
I've only had, of all the dogs I've vaccinated at all different ages and all different methods, I've actually only had our Suki. She got very, very sick and almost died, and that was interesting because I was looking at the papers the other day, and she had something wrong. I don't remember what it was. She was sick. Something wasn't right. We're at the vet. She was all right. Wasn't a big deal. And they're like, "Oh, you're here. She's due for her, her like 1 year vaccinations." And I'm like, "Okay, great. Let's do it." And they're like, "Oh, and rabies, that'll be due soon. She's here." And I'm like, "Okay, come on, let's do it." So she was sick. First of all, don't vaccinate when they're not 100% well.
Right.
She is sick. She got her core vaccinations, which is more than the parvo and distemper. It was like the DHL, PPV, crazy, everything in it. The 8-in-1 and rabies. And she almost died. She was very, very sick.
Yeah, sometimes it's a lesson learned. Thank God we saved her. But so at 1 year, there's like 8 different things.
When they're 1 year old?
Yeah.
No,
Is that what you just said?
No, all they need at 1 year. Well, no, that's what the vaccine protocol was. Anything they had, you gave it to them.
Oh, okay. But now you don't do that.
No, I only vaccinate for parvo and distemper. Unless something emerges, there's some new thing, then I would absolutely consider and look into that.
Now, is that even at the year mark, you only do parvo and distemper?
Correct. And then
Wow.
Then it's not at their 1 year birthday that you get the rabies vaccine. It'll be 1 year from the time they received, and you get a certificate, and it'll tell the date when it's due. But it's a year from their first rabies vaccination.
Right.
And then after that, it's legally required for the rabies every 3 years.
Okay. But yeah, so just don't. You minimize the ones you give, and you just recommend that you do certain ones separately. These big ones like parvo and rabies.
Parvo, distemper, and rabies. And you should really, whatever area you're in, even if it's in California, Northern California, Central California, there may be
Something going on.
cases going on, and you do want to look into that. You definitely want to make sure there's nothing in your area, like they found adenovirus, which I believe they haven't seen in Northern California other than way up by the Canadian border in 12, 13 years. So I don't vaccinate against adenovirus.
Awesome. Well, hey, you want to go get a puppy and show their growth?
Yes, I do.
All right. We'll be right here.
Okay.
Anyways, so this is number 6. You guys can watch us on YouTube under Max Chat or SoCalCorgis.com. SoCal Corgis on Facebook.
Buy our t-shirts. And
Yeah, we're gonna start selling t-shirts soon. We have some for sale, but not fun ones. Just our logo.
pretty sweet logo.
Pretty sweet logo. What's Lewis's website, Suzi?
Art of Rebellion.
Yeah.com?
I think so.
Yeah, check out artofrebellion.com. It's artofrebellion.com. He did our shirts and our logos. All right, what's this guy?
This one, he's a little red boy, and I've been calling him Drogo. I don't know why.
Drogo, the Magnificent.
Was it Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Anyways,
that guy?
and this is a little girl, and she's a redheaded tri. All the black on her head will go away. It'll turn red.
Why are you so black?
And she's a little Spitfire. I have one in every bunch, and this is the Spitfire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a troublemaker.
I walked in there, they're all asleep. She jumps up, barks, and runs at me.
Oh, yeah. She's cool. So, yeah, you could already tell their personalities. All right. Well, that's about it. Thanks, guys. And see you at the next one.
Ciao.